Hi students, how are you? I am fine. How is going your studies? Keep inside from safe from other dangers, okay? Do your work properly, do your homework properly, study properly. Again and again I said, so do properly. Okay, let's come our topic. In previous class we learn lot of things about vegetative morphology, especially in angiosperm family. What is that? We learn about habit and plant habit, lifespan, root system. We learn lot things. What is a root system? What are the characteristics of root system? Root is a non-green color. Then two types of root is there. One is taproot system and another one is fibrous root system. Then in region of root is meristematic zone, zone of elongation, zone of maturation. These are places of region of roots. Then what we study, modification of root. Some root only done the primary function only. What are the primary function? Absorb water and nutrition and help to anchor the plant family in the soil. Then some other roots apart from primary function, it done lot of things. What is that? What are the secondary functions? Apart the primary function, all are secondary function only. What are that? Storage, breathing, then mechanical support. Then some plants like parasitic. Okay, so these are the secondary function of plant. Then in this class we learn about shoot system. Okay, particularly in angiosperm family only have a interesting shoot system. So we going to see about shoot system in angiosperm family group of plant. Let's see about shoot system. The blumule of embryo of a germinating seed grow into stem. While germination time, the shoot system and root system developed. Okay, at that time only selected this is a root system, this is a shoot system. Likewise, here four type of roots shoot system is there. One is apical meristem. Second one is a leaf primordium. Third one is node and internode. These are the important words. Okay, apical meristem is nothing but actively dividing cells of a shoot, which plays have a dividing capacity, that is called apical meristem. Then second one is a leaf primordium. Okay, you know very well according to this name. Okay, which plays have create the leaf section, that is called a leaf primordium. Then node, a point from which a leaf arises is called node. Okay, then fourth one is internode. The region between two adjacent nodes is called internode. Okay, one node is there and another one node is there. In between two nodes is called internode. First one is apical meristem. What is apical meristem? Actively dividing cell. Okay, which place contain the power of actively dividing cells of shoot called apical meristem, and which places have a create leaf, that is called a leaf primordium. Then the point from which the leaf arise is called node, and in between the two nodes, that is interplace, is called internode. Okay, can you understand? Again I said, what is apical meristem? The actively during cells of shoot called apical meristem. Okay, which places having power of actively dividing cells of shoot called is an apical meristem. Then a leaf primordium is nothing but which place have a create the leaf, that is called primordium. Then node is nothing but the point from which a leaf arises is called node. So then fourth one is internode. In between two nodes, that place is called internode. Okay, so four key points, and you can write what about shoot system. and definition of suit system, you can write, you can study based on 4 key points. Okay, in your book also you can underline. There is 4 points. First is apical meristem, second one is leaf primordium, third one is node and internode. Okay, this is very important. Stem is one of the part of shoot system. Look at this picture carefully. Except the root system, all things is shoot system. Here, stem is occupy major parts of the shoot system. Majority of angiosperm pores is upright, vertically growing, erect stem. Okay, stem is a very important part of the shoot system. Now we are going to see about characteristic features of a stem. In root system is a non-green substance, but here the stem is a aerial, green, photosynthetic. What is meant by photosynthetic? In some of the stem also have the chlorophyll. By the help of chlorophyll, it will done the photosynthesis. That is the meaning. Okay. So the stem is aerial, green, photosynthetic. Then second, it has nodes and internodes. In previous slide we learned what is node, what is internode. Again I said, what is node? The point from which the leaf arises is called node. Okay. What is internode? The two node, in between the two node, that is called internode. Then third point is, it is positively phototrophic and negatively geotrophic. What is meant by positively phototrophic and negatively geotrophic? While we learn the root system, you learn it this word. Okay, but root is negatively phototrophic, positively geotrophic, because of root grow on soil. That's why root is negatively phototrophic, positively geotrophic. But here the stem is grow aerial. The stem is grow see the sun. Okay, so the positively phototrophic and negatively geotrophic. Then fourth point is, during reproductive growth, stem bears flowers and fruits. After then, branches arise exogenously. Some stems bears multicellular hairs of different kinds. Okay, some stems bears a multicellular hairs. In land, the root, we land it. Root have a hair, but here some stems also have the hair. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a stem. First one is aerial, green, photosynthesis. Second one is node and internodes. It has nodes and internodes. Then positively phototrophic, negatively geotrophic. Then during reproductive growth, stem bears flowers and fruits. Then branches areas exogenously. Some stems bears multicellular hairs of different kinds. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a stem. Now we going to the function of stem. Each and everything have some particular function. Okay, as a student should be study. So studying is one of the function for student. As a teacher should be teaching. So as a teacher I have a function, that is teaching. Okay, so here stem also have a some function. Now we going to see what is that. Here some stem also have a two function. Primary function, secondary function. Their root also have two function. What is that? Primary function and secondary function. Similarly, here stems also have a two function. Primary function and secondary function. What is that? In primary function, first of all, provide support and bears. Second, transport water and food. Of course, in root, absorb the water and food, but transportation is done by stem. Okay, don't confuse it. Root is absorb the water and food from the soil. After then, that water and nutrition transferred by the help of stem. Okay, so here first of all stem provides support and bears, then transfer the water and food. So two things is a primary function of stem. Then secondary function, that is food storage, then perennation and reproduction, then water storage, buoyancy, photosynthesis, projection, support. Okay, support both are done. Uh, Root also done, stem also done. Okay, so you remember that while you studying, you compare it. Otherwise, you can't learn easily. Okay, if you want to learn easily, you compare it. What is the root function? What is the stem function? Compare it. Okay. Okay, here secondary function. First of all, food storage. Food storage. This is an example. Most of the plant have the fruit. That is the storage of material. Then pollination and reproduction. Food stem only have flowers and fruits. So that is a reproductive pots. Then water storage. Some plant stem, if you break, have some water like white in color or red in color. Some plant, that is a storage of water. Then photosynthesis. Most of the plant have a chlorophyll in leaf. So leaf is one of the part of stem, one of the part of root shoot system. So here done photosynthesis. Then projection, support. It also gives some support to plant. Okay, these are the function of stem. Again I said stem also have two types of function. One is primary function, another one is secondary function. So here primary function, first one is provide support and bears. Second one is transport water and food. Then secondary function, first one is food storage, pollination and reproduction. Third one is water storage. Fourth one is pollency. Fifth one is photosynthesis. Sixth one is projection. Seventh one is support. Okay, you study it easily. Okay. Now we going to see about the buds. Buds are the growing points surrounded by projective scales leaves. Buds have architecture identical to the original shoot and develop into flower or inflorescence. Okay. Here, based on function, the buds classify two things. One is vegetative bud, then second one is floral or reproductive bud. Then based on the origin also classify into two things. One is terminal or apical bud, second one is lateral or axillary or axil bud. Okay, so based on place, based on function, the bud is classified two things. Okay, now we see about only bud. But when these bud develop, the internodes elongate and leaves spread out. Buds have architecture identical to the original shoot and develop into the lateral branches are may terminate by developing into a flower or florescence. Look at this picture. These are the some plant bud. Okay, in flowers, in plants, one of the best part is flower only, bud only. Okay, everybody like bud only. Okay, somebody's grow plant especially for bud, especially for the flowers. So in plant, very important part is flower. Most of the insect also attracted by the flowers. Okay, so in plant, flower only attractive will pots. Okay, today we going to see about in bud. Okay, types of buds. Already I said basis on origin and function, the buds is classified four things. One is terminal or apical bud, lateral or axillary or axil bud. Another one is vegetative bud or floral or reproductive bud. Here, six types of bud is there. One is terminal bud or apical bud. These buds are present at the apex of the main stem and at the tip of the branches. So these buds are present at the apex of the main stem. Which one is present in the main stem? That is called terminal bud or apical bud. Okay. Then second one is lateral bud or axillary bud. These buds occur in the axil of a leaves and develop into a branch or flower. This is these two classification, these two types is basis on the places, basis on the origin. Then third one is these buds are extra axillary buds are formed at nodes but outside the axil of the leaf, as in Solanum americanum. Solanum americanum is an example for extra-axillary bud. Solanum americanum is an example for the extra-axillary bud. You try to say this name, Solanum americanum. Example for the extra-axillary bud. Okay. Already I said what is mean by node. The point from which the leaf arise is called node. So here these buds are formed at the nodes. So and leaves and buds also grow in similar place. Okay. For the example of extra axillary bud is Solanum americanum. Then fourth one is accessory bud. An extra bud on either side or above the axillary bud. So extra bud on either side or above the axillary bud. So for the example of accessory bud is citrus and Daraderma. So citrus is the example for accessory bud. Then fifth one is adventitious bud. Buds arising at any part other than stem are known as adventitious buds. அதாவது buds arising at any part other than stem. These type of bud arise not from stem. Okay, any other part of stem is known as adventitious bud. Radical buds are those that arise from the lateral root which grow into plantlets. For the example, Moringa goiniki. Moringa goiniki is an example for adventitious buds. Okay. Then next, bulbils are specialized buds. Bulbils are modified and elongated buds meant for propagation. When bulbils detach from parent plant and fall in the ground, they germinate into new plant and serve as a means of vegetative propagation. For the example, aquae. Aquae is the example for bulbils type of bud. Okay. These are the types of buds. Types of stem. Stem also have more types. First one is excurrent. The main axis shows continuous growth and the lateral branches gradually become shorter. Like that, stem is called excurrent. Okay. For the example, Gascorina. For the example, Gascorina. Okay. These are the example of excurrent. Then second, tucurrent. The growth of lateral branch is more vigorous than that of main axis. This is the opposite of excurrent. Magnifera indica is the best example for decurrent. Magnifera indica is nothing but it's a mango tree. Okay, mango tree is the example for decurrent. Then caudex, erect stem with distinct nodes and usually hollow internodes collapsed by leaf teeth. This is called caudex. Then by the Coccus nucifera is the best example for caudex. Coccus nucifera is the best example for caudex. Then culm, erect stem with distinct nodes and usually hollow internodes closed by leaf teeth. This is called culms. Majority of grasses including bamboo. Bamboo tree is the best example for culm. Modification of a stem. In plant, some stem is modified for such a reason. Okay. Now we are going to see about modification of a stem. First one is aerial modification and subaerial modification of stem, underground stem modification, stem branches. Aerial modification is having the 4 types. Then also subaerial modification also have 4 types, and underground stem modification also 4 types. So in this class we are going to see about the modification of stem. Okay. Then in subaerial modification found in plants with a weak stem in which branches lie horizontally on the ground. These are meant for vegetative propagation. They may be subaerial or partially subterranean. Okay, here subaerial modification of stem modification is done some function for the like that vegetative propagation. Okay, for this reason only some plants modified the stem, that is called as subaerial modification of stem. Okay, then underground stem modification also have some functions, have some reasons for that. The perennial and some perennial herbs have underground stems, which are generally known as root stocks. It is generally known as root stocks. Root stocks functions as a storage and protective organs. So here, by the function of stem only, this stem is transfer underground stem modification. Okay, what is that function? First one is storage and another one is projective organs. It remains alive below the ground during unfavorable conditions. And you know one thing, some plants is die. It will die after the rainy season. Again it grow. So here it remain alive below the ground during unfavorable condition. While the unfavorable condition, it control ourselves and go inside the ground. After coming the favorable condition, it come vigorously. Okay, so this is a major function of this modification. What is that? Underground stem modification. Then resume growth during the favorable condition. Underground stems are not roots because they possess nodes, internodes, scale leaves and buds. Underground stems is not a root, it's present in underground, even though it's not called root because of it is have nodes, internodes, scale leaves, buds. Therefore, the underground stem is not called roots. Okay, can you understand? Sometimes the underground stem modification is present in the soil, even though it's not called root because of its have nodes, internodes, scales and buds. Okay, therefore it's not called the root. It only waiting for favorable condition. Okay, okay. So for the example, nowadays everybody keep inside the house because of corona. Okay, similarly here plants also some unfavorable condition, for the some unfavorable condition it go inside the soil, that is underground stem modification. After come the favorable condition, it come outside. Okay, while it in the presence of soil, we don't call the root because of it have nodes, internodes, scale leaves and buds. Okay, can you understand? Then root stocks also lack root cap and root hairs, but they possess terminal bud, which is characteristics of stem. It is present inside the soil, but it have the all characteristics of stem only. Therefore, it is called only stem. Okay. Then stem branches. Then stem branches. These stem branches pattern is determined by the relative activity of apical meristems. Relative activity of the apical meristem. What is meant by apical meristem? Can you know is, we see the root, apical meristem. So these characteristics also similar to apical meristems. The mode of arrangement of branches on the stem is known as branching. There are two main types branching. First one is lateral branching and dichotomous branching. Lateral branching, dichotomous branching. This is the two main types of stem branching. Okay, so modification, the stem modification also has some reason, especially underground stem modification. It's waiting for favorable condition. After coming the favorable condition, it grow vigorously. Okay, so this modification of stem also done by some particular reason. Okay, now we going to see about what is that type of modification. In this class, we only see about aerial modification of stem. Okay, first of all, we see creepers. We know very well what is creepers. In this lesson, firstly, we learn about that. These are plants growing closer, that is horizontally, to the ground and protect root at each node. For the example, cynodon. Okay, the cynodon is the best example for the creepers. Then trailers. It is a weak stem that is spread over the surface of the ground without rooting at nodes. They are divided into three types. One is prostrate, another one is decumbent, then another one is diffuse. Okay, these are the three types of trailers. What is that? Prostrate, decumbent and diffuse. Then climbers. Climbers also we know very well, because these are in this lesson we learn about that. Then these plants have long weak stem. First of all, also weak stem. The trailers also weak stem. Then here climbers also weak stem. Okay, it's a long weak stem and produce special organs for attachment for the climbers over a support. These climbers help to display the leaves towards sunlight and to position the flower for effective pollination. Okay, so here these all are modified to provide the support to the plant. Okay, can you understand? Then second, first one is root climber, stem climber, hook climber, thorn climber, lianas and tendril climbers. What is that? Root climber, stem climber, hook climbers, thorn climbers, lianas and tendril climbers. Okay, what is the root climber? The plants climbing with the help of adventitious roots. For example, Piper petal, Piper nigrum. These are examples for root climbers. Then stem climbers. These climbers lack specialized structure for climber. At the stem itself coiled around the support. It also helps to provide the support to the plant. For the example, Ipomia. Stem climbers may coil around the support either clockwise or anti-clockwise. What is meant by clockwise and anti-clockwise? Clockwise means it around the clockwise. The big in clock, some surrounding some method. No, that is a clockwise. That is a anti-clockwise, opposite of the clockwise. Clockwise calling climbers are called dexterous. So clockwise calling climbers are called dexterous. For example, Decoxera alota. Anti-clockwise calling climbers are called sinistrorous. For the example, Testora bulbifera. Okay. Then hook climbers. These also give some mechanical support to the plant. Okay. These plants produce specialized hook. Here the root climbers and stem climbers also is help to give the supports. Okay. Then thorn climbers, then tendril climbers, lianas and Phylloxera. Okay, these are the special structure of stem. Okay, in next class we going to see in detail. Okay, this is a homework time. Write short notes on types of stems. Write short notes on modification of stems. What are the characteristic features of stem? Study and write 2 times these all questions. Okay, do your homework properly. I will check every day. Okay.